When the teacher introduced a new transfer student named Mayu, the classroom fell silent with curiosity. No one expected what would come next.
So you're Hayato, the guy my mom won't shut up about.
What? Why is she pointing at me like that?
The whole class turned to stare at Hayato, rumors and whispers spreading through the rows like a sudden fire.
I've never seen her before. What could her mother possibly have said about me?
What's wrong, Hayato? Cat got your tongue already.
I don't know what you're talking about. You've got the wrong guy.
Throughout the entire lesson, Mayu's gaze never left him, a sly, knowing smile playing on her lips.
I can feel her eyes on me. This is beyond messed up.
His fingers clenched around his bag strap, cold dread settling deep in his stomach as the bell rang.
Wait, your mother. Who is she? What did you mean by that?
You seriously don't get it? That's almost cute. You'll find out soon enough.
Wait for what? This girl is toying with me. And who is her mother?
To understand the chaos Mayu was about to unleash, one had to go back 2 years, to a cold night at a train station. A young woman, her glasses fogging in the chill, walked faster as a shadowy figure closed in behind her. A boy barely into his high school years threw himself between them, his jaw taking a sickening crack.
I'm so sorry you're hurt. Why would you do that?
It's nothing. Are you okay? That guy won't bother you again.
The next morning, a small headline read, "Boy, 15, risks life to stop stalker." Hayato blinked, the classroom window pane cold against his forehead. He couldn't recall the woman's face clearly now, only the weight of that night, buried like a splinter. Later, assignment in hand, Hayato walked toward the staff room, Mayu's smirk still burning at the back of his mind. Inside the staff room, Kaori-sensei was at her desk. The moment she saw him, her cheeks went pink and a pen clattered to the floor.
Kaori-sensei? Are you all right? I just came to drop this off.
Oh, Hayato-kun. I'm fine. Just a bit tired, that's all.
But her voice wavered, and he caught the tremor in her hand as she adjusted her glasses.
There's something I need to ask. About the new girl, Mayu. She said her mother knows me. That wouldn't be you?
I don't know what you mean. I barely know her family. She's just a student here.
But Hayato's eyes had already landed on the photograph on her desk, a younger Mayu standing right next to Kaori, smiling.
That's Mayu. So Kaori-sensei is her mother. No wonder.
Without a word, he turned and walked out, leaving Kaori's unfinished protest dying in the thick office air. School had emptied out when Mayu stepped into his path. Arms folded, that same insufferable smirk already in place.
Took you long enough to figure it out, Hayato. Yes, Kaori-sensei is my mom. Wanna know the best part?
What are you playing at? If this is some joke...
No joke. My mom's been in love with you ever since you saved her that night. 2 years, Hayato. She's been silently obsessed.
She still thinks about that. And her own daughter knows? This is insane.
I transferred here just to watch her finally crack, to see her squirm when you found out. I'm just an observer, really.
Observer? You're messing with her head. With mine too. Stop it. This isn't a game.
Everything's a game if you know the rules. Don't worry, you'll learn yours soon enough.
She laughed, a dry, hollow sound, and walked off, leaving Hayato motionless in the empty corridor.
She knows everything. And she's not just watching, this is something else entirely.
The next morning, as Hayato slid into his seat, his eyes fell on a small, worn diary resting on his desk.
This wasn't here yesterday, and it has Kaori-sensei's name on the cover.
He opened it. The pages were filled with a neat, feminine hand, entries beginning 2 years ago. I'm so lonely. Ever since my husband died, I don't know how to raise Mayu alone. That boy, he just stepped in front of me. Took a punch for a stranger. I can't forget his eyes. I feel so guilty. He's my student. But every time he walks into my classroom, my chest hurts.
These These are all about me. Everything she never said.
And then, a recent entry, I can't stop thinking about him. I'm frightened of what Mayu might do. Hayato's hands began to tremble. He knew exactly who had left this diary and why.
Mayu, you really want to tear your own mother apart, don't you?
He went to the staff room, but Kaori-sensei's chair was empty. The diary pressed against his ribs like a lead weight.
Looking for my mom? She's probably in the library, hiding? She does that a lot when she's thinking about you?
She's still pulling strings even when she pretends to help.
He pushed open the library door. Dust motes drifted in the weak afternoon light. Between the shelves, Kaori stood frozen, a book slipping from her fingers.
Hayato-kun, I wasn't expecting. Why are you here?
I found this diary on my desk this morning. It belongs to you, doesn't it?
Kaori stiffened. Her face drained of color as her trembling hand shot out and snatched the diary back.
Oh God. He read every word. The loneliness, the shame, the part about him.
But as she clutched it, a yellowed page fell open, a worn photograph of a young man, and beneath it, the line, "I miss you every day."
Her late husband. The loneliness she's been carrying alone all this time. I never even noticed.
Over the following days, Mayu's unseen hand tightened. Each casual move funneled Hayato closer to Kaori.
Hayato, sit here next to Mom. She'll behave better with you around.
Kaori's face went pale, then red. Her fingers crumpled the event program into a tight ball.
She's barely holding it together, and Mayu is practically glowing with amusement.
Another afternoon, Mayu accidentally locked the rooftop door behind them. The sky stretched wide and empty.
This is her doing, isn't it? She won't stop until I break.
Back in class, Mayu's voice rang out. "Isn't it sweet? Mom's favorite student always pays such close attention."
Kaori flinched. He noticed everything now. The tremor in her fingers, the way she avoided his gaze. I keep wanting to step in, to push Mayu away. Is it pity? Or something else?
The weight of that unnamed feeling settled in his chest, sharp and unyielding. That evening, in Kaori's cramped living room, the silence finally snapped under the weight of everything left unsaid.
Why are you doing this to me, Mayu? Making him hate me. Humiliating me in front of him.
I'm not making you do anything. You're the one who's been creepily obsessed with a student for years.
You don't understand. I kept it inside. I never wanted this. He's my student.
You're so pathetic. I'm doing this for you, Mom. Someone had to push you before you ruined yourself.
For me? Then what do you really want, Mayu? What are you trying to get out of this?
For a split second, Mayu's mask slipped. Something raw and unguarded flickered in her eyes before she turned away. Kaori sank deeper into the sofa, her sobs the only sound, as if all the strength had drained from her body. In her own room, Mayu traced the edge of an old photograph, a cram school class, a boy with ink-black hair. Her lips moved in a silent whisper. Soon. The next day at school, Mayu cornered Hayato by the lockers, her smile deceptively sweet.
Come over for dinner tonight. Mom's been a wreck since you gave back her diary. She needs cheering up.
She's planning something. But if I refuse, Kaori-sensei might get hurt more.
That evening, Hayato stood at the threshold of Kaori's house. Inside, Kaori's forced smile didn't reach her trembling hands.
See, Mom? He came. Now eat before you drop something again.
Kaori's teacup slipped, hot liquid pooling across the tablecloth. Hayato reflexively reached for napkins.
Wow, Mom. You're even more nervous than usual. Almost like you're on a date with a student.
She's enjoying this. Every twitch, every panicked glance.
As Hayato stepped outside, Mayu followed, her voice dropping into a low, almost intimate register.
Don't worry, Hayato. I'll make sure you understand everything soon. Very, very soon.
A few days later, Hayato stayed late for cleaning duty. The school was empty, shadows pooling in the stairwells. As he passed the rooftop door, A voice stopped him cold. Mayu was on her phone, sharp and breathless.
Of course, I'm not doing this for her. Are you kidding? I've waited 2 years for this. He's finally noticing me.
2 years? She's not a bystander. She's been waiting for me all along.
My pathetic mother was the perfect cover. Now he's too tangled up to look anywhere else. He's mine.
Hayato pressed his back against the wall, pulse hammering. She was never trying to help her mother.
This whole time, every game, every trick, it was all for her.
He retreated silently, each footstep a betrayal of trust he'd never known he gave. But Mayu's voice coiled after him. Soon, Hayato. Soon you'll only see me.
I have to act. But how do you fight someone who's been playing a game you didn't even know existed?
The next morning, Hayato approached an unremarkable classmate. His voice kept deliberately casual.
Hey, random question. Did anyone from our old cram school transfer here? A quiet girl sits in the back.
The classmate blinked, then lit up with recognition. Oh, you mean Mayumi? Yeah, she's been at 3 different schools, I think. The classmate thumbed through his phone's gallery and held it out. A group photo, cram school logo in the corner.
That's her. Same sharp eyes, just hidden behind glasses then. And she's staring straight at me.
The classmate added, she used a different name back then, Mayumi, transferred right after that year. Hayato's memory stirred, the faint presence he'd never questioned, a face always at the edge of his cram school afternoons.
She enrolled under a fake name and kept transferring. She's been following me for years.
He handed the phone back, his hand steady, but his mind reeling. Pieces of a long con finally clicking into place.
This isn't a crush. This is an obsession that's been building since middle school. What does she really want?
Mayu found Kaori in the deserted staff room, her voice dripping with false concern.
Mom, about that diary? Hayato-kun read every word. He probably thinks you're disgusting now.
Kaori's face crumbled, all color draining as she stumbled backward into a filing cabinet. She stopped coming to homeroom. Hayato caught only glimpses of her slipping into the nurse's office. At his locker, he found a folded note wedged into the vent, the first of many. You think my mom is pathetic, don't you? But I'm here for you. Let me show you what real devotion looks like. Another note the next day read, stay away from Kaori. She's poison. I'm the only one who truly wants you.
She's tightened the screws on her own mother just to isolate me. This isn't love, it's a cage.
He couldn't wait any longer. Kaori was fading and Mayu was only accelerating the destruction.
Tomorrow, I'll corner Mayu alone. Make her confess everything, even if it blows up in my face.
The next afternoon, Hayato found Mayu alone in a classroom at the end of the hall. Chairs were stacked, shadows long.
I know about the cram school. I know you used a fake name and transferred just to follow me.
And what if I did? I won't let her have you. She doesn't deserve to even look at you.
Stop tormenting Kaori-sensei. She's your mother. Whatever this twisted game is, it's destroying her.
Why would I stop? She's never seen me. Even after Dad died, she looked right through me.
Her voice cracked, and for a moment the anger peeled back, revealing something undeniably broken.
But you were the only one who looked like you could see me, so I won't let anyone take that.
There's more than jealousy here. This is pain so old it's calcified into cruelty. I can't be the one to fix what was broken in your family, but I won't be used as a weapon either.
He doesn't get it. He's just like her. He'll leave too.
That night, in the suffocating quiet of her bedroom, Kaori forced her trembling hand to write.
I can't face either of them anymore. This is my fault. All of it.
Her husband's photograph stared back, the glass layered with dust. She couldn't remember when she last truly looked at it.
I'm sorry. I couldn't keep our family together. I failed you. I failed Mayu.
She folded the letter, the crease sharp as a blade, and sealed the envelope with her name in unsteady script.
If I'm gone, Hayato-kun won't have to look at me. And Mayu might finally breathe.
The next morning, before the early bell, she slipped into the staff room carrying an empty cardboard box. One by one, she packed her life. The photo of Mayu as a child, a chipped teacup, a stack of ungraded assignments.
This is the only way. A real mother would have been enough. I'm not even a real teacher anymore.
She didn't notice the shadow at the door, hesitating before it disappeared into the hall. The staff room door opened again, and Hayato stepped inside, his gaze catching on the half-filled box.
Kaori-sensei, are you leaving because of me? Because of everything that's happened?
I can't bear the shame any longer. You know what I wrote? And Mayu, she despises me. You deserve a normal teacher, not a woman with these messy, wrong feelings. It's better for everyone if I disappear.
Without thinking, Hayato reached out and laid his hand over hers, stopping the trembling.
It's not your fault. You're a good teacher. None of this was something you chose. Please, don't go.
He's holding my hand. Even after reading that diary.
Then the door to the corridor creaked. A long sliver of light fell across the floor. Mayu stood in the gap, her hand frozen on the frame, eyes blazing with something beyond fury. The air in the room turned to glass, one wrong breath away from shattering. Mayu lunged forward, her hand closing around Hayato's wrist, yanking him away from Kaori.
Don't you dare touch him. He's mine. He's always been mine. I've loved you since middle school, Hayato. Every day I sat in the back of that cram school under a fake name. I thought these feelings would fade, but then I found her diary, the exact same words, the same confessions. It felt like she stole you from me all over again. So I used her pathetic feelings to push you away.
Her grip on his sleeve tightened, knuckles white, as tears began to spill.
I'm not sorry. She never saw me. But you were supposed to see me.
Hayato said nothing, his expression unreadable as the floor tilted under his feet. Kaori's hand pressed to her mouth, but no sound came. The three of them frozen in a tableau of wreckage. Only Mayu's sobs filled the room, raw and ragged, as the truth she'd buried for years finally tore free. Kaori stumbled forward, one shaky step, then another. The words she'd heard were carving her open from the inside.
You've loved him all this time? You used my feelings, my own diary against me?
Of course I did. You never looked at me after Dad died. I was invisible in my own house.
An image tore through Kaori's mind, a tiny Mayu in a black dress, clutching a flower, lost in a crowd of mourners.
Hayato was the only one who ever seemed kind. Even from across a classroom, he looked like he could see people. And you were supposed to be my mother, but you only saw your own loneliness.
Kaori's legs buckled. She sank to the cold floor, fingers clawing at the tiles.
I failed you. After your father, I was so lost in my own grief, I forgot you were drowning too.
Hayato stood between them, a silent pillar, his hands hanging at his sides as the whole room seemed to press in. A mother and daughter staring at each other across a chasm carved by years of unspoken pain. Then, into the silence, Hayato's voice cut, not loud, but steady as a struck bell.
Mayu, your feelings are real. And I'm sorry I never noticed them. Not then, not now. But using your mother's diary, tormenting her. That was cruel. And I can't accept that from someone who claims to care. I can't return your feelings. Not now, not ever. The affection you gave from afar, I only wish it hadn't turned into this.
He turned toward Kaori, still on her knees, her glasses clouded with tears.
Sensei, I respect you. What you wrote in that diary, none of it was your fault. But nothing can happen between us.
He addressed them both, voice dropping.
You need each other more than you need me. This isn't about me anymore. I'm not the answer. I'm just the match that lit a fire neither of you can ignore any longer.
The two women remained, the air between them thick with everything still unsaid. But finally, the only thing left was each other.
I'm so sorry, Mayu. I wasn't there. I failed you so badly.
Don't you think a hug just erases all those years you never looked at me?
But her fists uncurled, and she collapsed into Kaori's shoulder, sobbing so hard her whole body shook. For the first time since the funeral, they held each other not as adversaries, but as two people drowning in the same grief. Hayato watched for one more heartbeat, then slipped out, pulling the door until only a thin line of light escaped. Outside, he leaned his forehead against the cold wall, closed his eyes, and let the exhaustion crash over him like a wave.
It's not over. But maybe they can start now.
Inside, the sobs gradually softened into ragged breaths, Kaori's hand steady on Mayu's back, her teary smile hidden in her daughter's hair. Mayu's fingers clutched the back of Kaori's blouse, no longer pushing, just holding on. The door remained ajar, a thin sliver of light falling over the two figures still tangled together, as if afraid to let go. A week passed. Cherry blossoms began their slow drift, and the school returned to a fragile, unspoken routine. In the staff room, Kaori settled into her chair. A new frame stood on her desk, catching the late morning light. It was a recent photo, her and Mayu, both smiling tentatively, as if testing the shape of a truce. She touched the glass with her fingertips, then pulled her hand back to the stack of ungraded papers. The old frame, her late husband, had been moved to the corner, still present, but no longer the center. She began to work. The tremor in her pen hand had nearly disappeared. In the hallway, Mayu paused outside the staff room door, her silhouette framed by the afternoon sunlight. Through the narrow window, she watched her mother for a second. No smirk, no glare, just watching. She turned, hands in pockets, and walked on without a word. Neither of them saw Hayato pass the other end of the corridor, his gaze lifting for an instant before he too continued on. The school's back stairwell led him up to the rooftop, where the afternoon wind swept loose petals across the concrete. He sat on the cold bench, pulling his phone from his pocket. The screen lit with an image he hadn't looked at in years. The old cram school group photo stared back. In the corner, a girl with glasses and twin tails, her gaze locked on him.
She spent so many years in that corner, invisible. Maybe she just needed someone to notice.
His thumb hovered over the delete icon, then pressed. The screen flashed and the photo was gone.
That's all I can do. Let go of what I never held.
He scrolled to Kaori's contact, stared at it for 3 slow breaths, then tapped delete, no hesitation this time. A gust of wind lifted his hair, and he exhaled, long and steady, as if releasing a weight he'd grown used to.
Some things can't be fixed. They can only heal slowly, like bones that mended wrong.
He stood, pocketed the phone, and walked toward the rooftop door without looking back. Hayato walked out of the school gate as cherry blossoms drifted down around him. Inside, Kaori sat at her desk, the faintest ghost of a smile on her lips as she graded papers. In another classroom, Mayu rested her chin on her hand, tapping a pencil as she watched the falling petals. He did not look back. The camera lifted slowly, the school's silhouette swallowing them all into separate windows. Petals scattered across the pavement, already beginning to brown at the edges. Her pen moved with a steadiness that had once seemed impossible. Light caught Mayu's hair, softening the sharp lines of her face. The corridors stood empty, bathed in the quiet amber of late afternoon. And somewhere in the distance, a boy kept walking, and a mother and daughter kept breathing, and the day folded gently into the next.